We're asked to factor the given polynomial expression completely. Now we notice there is no greatest common factor to pull out. So in this case, we're going to have to use some kind of method to factor, because we notice the coefficient of x squared is something other than 1. Now there are a variety of methods on the internet and being taught by instructors at STC as to how to factor these. I happen to use my own method that I call the modified AC method. My students tend to like this, so I'll go ahead and just briefly explain how we would go about solving this. So the first thing to do is look at the numerical coefficients for each of the terms that we're going to be working with. So I'm highlighting them for you on the screen. And the next thing that I'm going to do is identify. I call A 6, since that's the coefficient of my x squared term. I will say B is negative 11. And C is negative 7. So I call this the modified AC method, because what we do is we multiply A times C, which in this case is 6 times negative 7, and we get negative 42. Now our job is going to be to find the factors of negative 42 such that when added equal negative 11. Now you might think that there's a variety of scenarios to play out here. However, when I instruct students in this method, I have a chart laid out so the students know exactly when they'll have a positive and a negative number in the factors. To save some time though, we will just simply tell you that because of the way that this polynomial is written out, since this is a negative 7 and this is a negative 11, the larger factor here is going to be the negative one. So we have a 1 and a negative 42. We have a 2 and a negative 21. We have a 3 and a negative 14. And certainly last but not least, we have a 6 and a negative 7. Now we add all of these values up. So 1 and negative 42 is negative 41. 2 and negative 21 is negative 19. 3 and negative 14 is negative 11. And 6 and negative 7 is negative 1. Now, we wanted the factors of A times C, which is negative 42, such that when added equals B, and in this case, B equals negative 11. So we have found those factors, 3 and negative 14. So my next step in my method is to write out those factors, 3 and negative 14. And so what I will now do is I tell the students we need to divide, and I say that loosely, divide by AX. In this case, A was 6, and AX then is just 6x. So here's my 6x. So I divide by 6x in both cases. Now, the next step is to reduce if necessary. Now we can reduce this 3 over 6x, and this simply becomes 1 over 2x, since 3 over 6 becomes 1 over 2. And the next one, negative 14 over 6, can be reduced by 2 as well. So in this case, we would have a negative 7 when divided by 2 over 3x. And then the very last step I tell students to do is rewrite or rearrange. So in this case, we would have 2x plus 1 times, and in this case, we rearrange this one, 3x minus 7. So that's all you have to do. So our two factors then become 2x plus 1 times 3x minus 7. And that is the modified AC method that I use to show students how to factor these types of quadratics.